All right, so here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. Right now, we are stuck in a range once again. I do not think this range will last too long, though. I do think the range is probably going to break either today or tomorrow. Right now, we are below all major moving averages, so we will have some resistance here up by the POC is a little above, but we're going to have some resistance at this BPVR level, basically where we got rejected from on this last candle. Found support on this next BPVR level right here to your right, which measures horizontal volume at a certain price point. So yeah, like I said, we're going to have major resistance at the 19,950 region. Right now, your RSI riding the top of the bearish control zone. Well, you did enter it, so if you break this last low on the RSI, you're going to go deep into the bearish control zone, and that means we're probably going to come down to the bottom of the range. MACD, fresh cross to the zero line. Negative momentum's pretty stable right now. BBWP is getting its way into the upper zone. We are above the moving average, which is what I'm saying. I don't think this is going to last very long. As soon as this thing starts working its way up into the upper zone and this momentum either turns... Well, right now it looks a little more bearish. We did just get the negative cross of the zero line on the MACD, and you are trying to work your way into the bearish control zone. Let's see here. You do have bullish divergence. If this is a confirmed low, which could lead us back up to the top or the bottom of these moving averages, that would still be a lower high, which that would make a lot of sense because we do have the bullish divergence, lead us back up to the moving averages, then get rejected. Break this last level, come back down to the bottom of the range. Now what happens at the bottom of the range is another story, because if we break the bottom of the range at 19,500, next stop is 18,750, then 1,800. And that would also imply that we get into the bearish control zone deep. MACD have some follow through of the cross of the zero line, start printing some dark red bars on this histogram, breaking these last lows. So we need to, we'd have to break these last lows on the histogram to really get this move picking up and have enough to break the bottom of that range. It does look like it's curling over. It looks like we got the bounce, and here we go. Let's go down to the 4 hour. So yeah, here on the 4 hour, your BBWP is printing a low read. It is. You did print a low read. Came back up, bounced off your moving average. If we are going to continue to go sideways, this BBWP is going to go back to the floor. But I don't think it's going to stay down there that long. Your MACD, pretty fresh cross to the signal line, but your positive momentum is waning. Starting to curl over here on the MACD. So if we cross that, we're probably going to break the bottom of this range. So watch that. Watch the BBWP on the 4 hour, and then watch your MACD. And also your RSI, because your RSI is crossing its signal line, getting rejected from the neutral median line, crossing its signal line, getting back into the bearish control zone. If we do cross this signal line to the downside, that's not going to look good on a closure. That would also imply that we do keep curling over this signal line. If that MACD signal line crosses, we're going to be deep in the bearish control zone. Then I would expect the BBWP to cross its moving average and us to break the bottom of this range. All your major moving averages are crossing bearish. Your 50 is finally crossing the 100 bearish. So yeah, right now, yeah, we're in a range. We're being held up by the POC point of control here on the VPVR on the 4 hour. It's where we are right now, being held up. If we break that, bottom of the range, here we come, 19,500. And honestly, I do think we break the bottom of this range. Best case scenario is that we can come back up to the highs at like 20,100. I really don't think we break that. I do think we would get rejected, possibly even get a wick up to 2250. But yeah, I think it's going to break the bottom of this range. Let's go to, yeah, so here on the Stokes on the 4 hour for Bitcoin, we do have a pretty fresh rejection of the signal line out of the overbought region. So now we have fallen out of the bullish control zone on the Stokes, and pretty strong downside curvature as we are grinding out the top of this bullish order block. So if we break the bottom band, basically 19,500, right where we were talking about, there's confluence in these areas, which is also the bottom of the Bollinger Band. I do think we break the bottom of this block. I do think we would come down to Next stop, 18,750. Small bounce there, down to 1800. Small bounce there, down to 1700 over time. 1800 would be the next bounce. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there for Bitcoin. If you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, one being the Discord. A lot of good conversation about trading, investing in crypto in there. We stay ahead of the curve. We talk about these moves long before they happen, and a lot of good trades in there. We collectively figure out this market. So definitely join the Discord. All right, so here on Ethereum, basically you've developed another sort of a range here. Let's go ahead and mark this out. Did not have this marked out. Let's see here. So yeah, we're basically testing the bottom of the range right now. If we do break the range to the bottom, which is more likely, next stop is the 1350 level that we've been talking about. We've been talking about this 1350 level. Right now you're deep in the bearish control zone below your signal line. MACD, fresh cross to the zero line, negative momentum's increasing. BBWP's in the upper zone. BBWP measures volatility, by the way. MACD and RSI are both momentum oscillators. They judge bullish and bearish momentum. So, and if you guys would like me to go more into depth on how these indicators work, just leave me a comment in the comment box. And, you know, over a video or two, I'll kind of explain on how the RSI and the MACD and the BBWP work. Just, you know, even the Stokes. Stokes is basically like the RSI. A little different, better for ranges. But, yeah. If you guys want me to explain the indicators, just leave me a comment in the comment box. We'll go through them so that you guys can follow along better. So here on Ethereum, like I said, testing the bottom of the range. If we break that, we're going to get deeper in the bearish control zone. MACD is going to have some follow through. BBWP is going to work its way up. Those are your bearish targets. Now the bullish case is that you break the 21 at 1445 region. If that happens, I would expect a small rejection. Actually, we could get up to the 50 at 1450. I don't really think we get past that point. I think that's where the rejection would be, and I do think we break the bottom of this range. Now, bullish scenario, though, is if we can get out of the bearish control zone and back above this signal line, MACD cross its zero line, I do think we could come up to the top of the range, possibly even get a wick up to the 100 at 1490. That is the less probable case, okay? Either way, your BBWP is going to work its way up. Let's go to the 4-hour real quick. Yeah, see, same thing. 4-hour BBWP is at the floor, all right? Your MACD has a fresh cross to the upside, but it's curling over. Positive momentum's waning on the histogram. RSI, deep in the bearish control zone, crossing the signal line to the downside. I think this, in the BBWP, looks like it's starting to turn around. So if that 1-hour BBWP keeps working its way up, that's going to roll over into the 4-hour BBWP. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think this range lasts very long. So yeah, I mean, just watch this 4-hour BBWP. Pay attention to where your MACD and your RSI are at that point. Because if your MACD is rolling over, crossing that signal line, and your RSI was working its way through the bearish control zone, that's going to mean you're probably going to break the bottom of the range. Now, if it crosses its signal line to the upside, gets back above this last high here on the 4-hour, and your MACD turns around and gets some strong upside curvature, printing some dark green bars on that histogram, that's going to signify that we could possibly come up to the 21 and the top of the range at 1480 region. But like I said, that's a less probable scenario. But it's always good to have the bullish and bearish cases and have your levels. Nobody knows what the market's going to do. But you can have your levels, and then you put the probabilities in your favor. Over time, you will make money. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it for Ethereum. Let's move. Well, actually, let's go to the for Ethereum. So yeah, here on Ethereum, we are below a sell block, which, as you see, we could not get above. There's a lot of supply in this area right here, so it keeps putting us back down. Could come down, test the bottom of the Bollinger Band at 1392, but just remember where that spot is. 1392. would lead us out of the range. So if we do come down to the bottom of the band, I would expect us to close below the bottom of the band, and that would continue us down. Because remember, when you get closures outside of the bands, the probabilities are in favor that you continue in that direction. So if we get a closure below this band, that's going to signify that we broke that range to the downside, and we're going to work our way down to the next level. We are in the bearish control zone on the stochastic right now. Strong downside curvature. Ethereum doesn't look good. Ethereum doesn't look good. Bitcoin don't look too good. And yeah, so I think we are going to break the bottom of these ranges. Let's move on to Solana. Solana, lower highs, lower lows, getting rejected from the 50 right now. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Solana just looks like it's on another leg down right now, and you haven't even entered the bearish control zone yet. You have crossed your signal line. I would expect some sort of a bounce here at the top of the bearish control zone. Your MACD, fresh cross to the upside, but it's curling over quick. Your positive momentum's decreasing on the histogram. See, now your BBWP is crossing its moving average, which makes me think that we could just consolidate here for a minute. We are on the 4 hour. Okay, so your BBWP on the 4 hour is low, just like the BBWP on the Ethereum 4 hour and Bitcoin 4 hour are both low. But on the 1 hour, it's picking up, which that's what I'm saying. I think these ranges are about done. On the 1 hour, you are just entering the bearish control zone. Your MACD about to get a fresh cross to the zero line to the downside as your BBWP crossed its moving average, working its way into the upper zone. All your major moving averages are all getting a multi-crossover right now. So if they do start to fan out, we're going to break this level, in my opinion. 3158, 3160, 3150. All right. And if we do, next stop is 2850. And I do think we go there. I do think we go to 2850. I mean, we got a lot of bearish variables right now. Your BBWP is starting to expand, which means your volatility is about to pick back up. Being held down by the POC point of control here on the VPVR, got a rejection. I do think it's either we get a bounce and then resume down, or that was the bounce and here we go. Best case scenario, I think, is that we come up to 32, 33.25, get rejected from these moving averages, and then continue down. And like I said, once we break that 31.50, next stop's 28.50. After that, $26, which I do think we go to $26 over time. Ebbs and flows, of course. But all right, so those are basically my thoughts for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. Join the Discord. Be a part of the community. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.